Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to spend 20 minutes with you. I'm going to approach this whole digital transformation from a different angle. The context. Who has heard of this company SAP that I work for? Can you raise your hand if you heard of it? But this is the challenge. HubSpot did a survey and they asked, who do you trust? Let me first get to the bottom line. That was not so encouraging for us. Only 3% of the respondents trust salespeople in a B2B environment. Why would that be? Question to you. Why would people not trust salespeople?
Bad experience.
Bad experience, right? You have to think, what is the intention of that person giving me attention? That is a very big thing in B2B sales. Without that trust, they would not buy a single thing of our company. This is a huge issue not only for SAP, but for all large sales organizations. And how do we overcome that? This was something that we realized about 15 years ago, that this trusting is going to be the key problem if we would continue and want to be successful in the future. So what we said, the way for us to survive is if we can somehow humanize business software. And that's a bit of an audacious goal, because if you know SAP or you know other large business software providers, often it's not very human. It's very process-centric, right? You have to follow the rigor of that business application guiding you through your day-to-day job. And there's very good reasons for it, but it has never been very human. That is what we try to overcome. And the big thing that we did is we wanted to change the mindset of our salespeople to become empathic. And we believe that design thinking is one very powerful tool to change the mindset of people. So it's not about the outcomes of a given design thinking workshop. It's really about the mindset that you have, that you get into people's minds. And not many people know that SAP has been, the founder of SAP is also the founder of the D School in Stanford, in which they teach the world's best design thinkers. And in 2004, that is where Hasso Plattner and David Kelly met. David Kelly is the CEO of IDEO, and they got this idea together, and that's where SAP invested in building that university. But the challenge came in 2012, where we said, okay, now we can do that for our product development very well. Are we confident enough we can now do this with customers? Can we infuse this whole methodology of listening well to customers, think with them, brainstorm with them, prototype with them? Can we bring that to our customers? Like many software companies, we have great ideas. There are many companies with great ideas. But how do you convince somebody that there's a burning platform, right? That's something, if they don't start doing things now, it will start to hurt them. Without empathy, you will never get there. Because nobody is receptive to, okay, we have some very good software here. Yeah, let's consume it. No. You're losing 2 million euros a month because you have not fixed something. There's a burning platform. Obviously we have a lot of learnings from this, and I have 10 things that went very well in our transformation and 5 things that we failed on. Here are the 10 things that went very well. So I will skip all those ones that we already heard in the past presentations. Okay. Let me just click through them. I'm opening one by one. We created a new design thinking process specifically for sales. We're the only company that has such methodology. If you go to Stanford, you probably see a bit of a different process, but we had to simplify it for our salespeople to understand and to explain to companies. That worked very well. This simplification drove a lot of adoption. I think I personally trained about 600 people in Asia to become a proficient in running workshops with our customers. But globally, in the end we trained 90,000 people on design thinking. But of course, at different levels of maturity. There were some that only know about it, are aware about design thinking. Not everybody obviously can be a practitioner that go and work with facilitate a room of people to run a design thinking workshop or outcome. Okay, so we have different levels, obviously. We have now a huge community of people that are in design thinking. We have about 7 of these, what we call app houses. These are design thinking spaces, beautifully architectured, where we can bring customers and partners and our own employees to brainstorm and work. And the last one I will highlight here is we aligned to purpose. Okay, we start to use design thinking to solve those all those. We stand for helping improving people's lives. We are running a program that we call 1 Billion Lives, where we want to impact 1 billion lives in Asia, and we use design thinking is the key vehicle that we use to do to build the ideas and help teams when they form their ventures to work on that. So there were 5 things that didn't work. Number 1 here, not everybody can be a design thinker. Okay, you understand. Not everybody has the capacity or the interest to stand in front of a big room and facilitate. Number 2. You cannot use in any situation the scholar version of design thinking frameworks. It's just going to be overwhelming, right? People need to go softly into it, and then once they mature and get more advanced, they can use more advanced frameworks as well. We are a sales organization, so yes, we had. There was a question once by a board member. Yeah, you do all these workshops, but can you guarantee a certain outcome out of the workshop? Can you guarantee there's like a $2 million deal out of it? And then some people started to think, yeah, maybe we can do. We can make a certain version of your design thinking workshop that will lead to an outcome that is very profitable for SAP. But that's very soon failed, obviously, because the whole intention of listening to the customer and having their interest first was overruled by that principle. So we immediately stopped it once we started. Design thinking can be done in any deal situation? No, of course not. We can. Some interactions ask for a very different approach. So we really had to put right criteria in place when we apply design thinking to what kind of situation. And the last one, treating design thinking as a sales funnel. Yes, there were 2 years when I was gathering data, proof points of how much money design thinking was making, and man, that is just not. We did it. We had to do it. We proven that it was worth it. But the whole administrative effort made, it takes out the soul out of a design thinking organization. So my recommendation is do not do that. Have your managers, have your leadership trust that this works well. With that, I'm gonna thank you, and you can find my name here on this slide. And please reach out to me on LinkedIn.
And I would, you need to have a bit of space. But thank you so much. That was really,
Thank you.
Really
Thank you.